Is Serato's new Stems feature any good? Let's find out by remixing one of the greatest songs ever recorded. That's right, it's spooky season mashup time. Here's the rules. Number 1, I have to mash up at least 5 different Halloween songs. Number 2, I'll do it using Serato's new 3.0 Stems beta. This allows for instant acapella, isolated drums, and more. Number 3, I can't pre-mix any tracks outside of Serato and no existing remixes. Everything has to be on the fly from the primary recordings using only Serato. Question, what is the greatest Halloween song of all time? No, not Monster Mash. Stop it, be serious. I'm gonna center this mashup around Michael Jackson's 1982 hit Thriller. This song and album changed everything, and that's not really an exaggeration. It's the obvious winner for best Halloween song. If you've ever tried to mash up one song with another, you know the struggle of searching for instrumentals and acapellas. Sometimes the artist releases an official instrumental, but most of the time they don't, so in that case you have 2 main options available to you. Number 1, use EQ on your mixer to try and focus on the vocal or instrumental. The vocal usually sits in the higher range, so rolling off the lows makes the vocal a little clearer, and rolling off the highs makes the instrumental stand out. This kinda works, but it's not that clean sounding. Option 2 is to use a service that'll separate the vocal and instrumental for you. Some of these work by isolating frequencies, phasing out the vocal, or using AI to determine what's what. But these can be hit or miss. Sometimes it sounds pretty good depending on the service you use, but even when you get a clean instrumental, the downside is that it takes a lot of time for preparation. You have to upload the original track to the service, re-download it, and then load that into Serato. There's gotta be a better way! Well, now there is. Serato has introduced a brand new Stems feature in the 3.0 beta that allows for the best of both methods. DJs now have the ability to separate not only instrumentals and vocals, but drums, bass, and melody all at their fingertips, all on the fly. And yes, algorithm DJ users have had this feature for a while, but Stems coming to Serato feels like when the iPhone gets a feature that Android has had for a while. Sure, you had it first, but now it's going to be much more widely used. Using Serato Stems, we'll be able to separate the track even further than just acapella and instrumental, and by utilizing Serato's other features, it can get pretty crazy. This is going to get really fun. But before we talk about Stem specifics, let's talk about what songs we want to use, and since we can isolate elements, what parts of those songs we want. Song number 1 is Thriller. Song number 2 is Ghostbusters, obviously. Ray Parker Jr., it's a classic, came out in 1984, a couple years after Thriller, and even if you don't know it, you know it. You know? Let's use the bass and melody from Ghostbusters, but I want to keep the drum groove from Thriller going so it feels like the same song. We'll also have to transpose Ghostbusters up a whole step to match the key of Thriller. Yep, that's it. Song number 3 is kind of a combination of song 1 and 2. It's Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. It came out in 1984, same year as Ghostbusters, and the background vocals are sung by Jermaine and Michael Jackson. We're definitely going to use the vocal from this. We're already in the same key, so it's going to work great. I think what we've just discovered is that the early 80s was peak spooky music time. For song 4, let's go with something more modern. How about Stranger Things? Modern show, maximum spooky, and also takes place in the early 80s, right? Peak spooky music time. Whatever. I love the arpeggiated synth thing, but I'm gonna take out the drums, which is really just the heartbeat pulse, so it'll just be synths. We'll have to lower the key to match Thriller. It's gonna be so good. Song 5, what else do we have? This is Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas? No. Nightmare on My Street, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince? No. I mean, Monster Mash? No. Stop it. Cannot play Monster Mash. Oh, that's it. Yep. You know what? This is gonna be fun, but I'm not gonna tell you what the 5th song is. You're just gonna have to wait and find out for yourself. 2 very important things before we start. Number 1, you can download this beta for free and try it out, but before you do, make sure to rename your regular copy of Serato. Otherwise, this beta will overwrite your main copy of Serato like it did for me, and then you're like, wait a minute, And that's important because of point number 2, which is when you open the 3.0 beta software, it gives you this big scary warning that it's still a beta and potentially unstable. So basically use it at your own risk. If you're performing with this and then it quits and you get booed, that's on you. That's not like what the disclaimer says, that's what I'm saying. So I've got Thriller loaded into the Serato 3.0 beta, and right away you can see at the top here, you've got the ability to switch on acapella or instrumental. Now, if it's your first time selecting that on this track, it takes a second to analyze, but once that's done, it's saved to your computer that way. You can also set it to analyze for stems automatically on the song load. So let's take a listen and see how this sounds. Here's the original. Same spot, instrumental. Same spot, acapella. The sound quality on this is as good or better than the AI generated versions you can get online. The difference is I didn't have to upload anything. This feature is baked into Serato for me to use on the fly. But then if we open up the stems tab on the track, we have even more control. For one, we have this bottom row to echo out the vocals, echo out the instrumental, take out the instrumental with a breaker effect, or echo out the drums. And with the top row, you have full control of the track. You can leave in or take out the vocal, melodic parts, the bass, or the drums. Let me show you with the same section of Thriller. This is absolutely insane. The fact that you have the ability to separate all of this out on the fly and it sounds this good, that's crazy. Of course, if you have the original studio stems, it'll sound better, but these are good enough to work with and it's so easy. But then if you go into your Serato settings, you can replace one of your pad modes with the stems menu, so now I can change the stems without touching my computer. Rain has even teased a new controller that has built-in acapella and instrumental buttons right on each deck. For this remix, I'm going to be doing everything live, which is a lot. I need to get all the tempos the same, all the keys the same, and bring different stems in and out. Since I'm centering all of this around Thriller, I'm going to utilize another great Serato feature to help make this easier. See, the problem is, according to the rules set at the beginning, I can't pre-mix anything. So while I might normally edit Thriller in Ableton to be the exact form I'm going to use, that's against the rules. Instead, I'm going to use a feature called Serato Flip. This basically allows you to preset cue point triggers throughout the song. So I'll hit record on a new flip, scrub through to the part where I want to jump, hit the cue point, keep going, and save it all at the end. Then I've got a brand new edit of the song that's still using the original track, but with my cue trigger saved. This is a great feature for creating intro edits without having to open any additional software, or in the case of this remix, cut into the exact form I need so I can focus on the stems. The only thing I wish is that I could also record in my stem cues. Like if I could save a version of this song that has the bass and melody drop out on the chorus automatically, that would be incredible. Maybe they'll add that in the future, I don't know, I hope so. Alright, enough talking, let's get to the remix. 5 songs, Serato 3.0 stems beta, all with original recordings, no official acapellas or instrumentals. Here we go.
You start to freeze, and so it looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed, 'cause this is daylight night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast of our strike. You know it's daylight night. You're fighting for your life inside a thriller night.
Pull up in a monster, automobile gangster with a bat that came from Sri Lanka. Yeah, I'm in a tanga, color a Willy Wonka. You could be the king, but watch the queen conquer. Okay, first things first, I'll eat your brains. Then I'ma start rocking gold teeth and fangs. 'Cause that's monster dough. Hairdresser from Milan, that's the monster dough. Monster Giuseppe Hill, that's the monster show. Young Money is the roster and a monster crow. And I'm pull up in the bank with a funny face. And if I'm fake, I ain't know this 'cause my money ain't.
Let me get this straight. Wait, I'm the rookie, but my features and my shows 10 times your pay. 50K for a verse, no album out.
Yeah, my money's so tall that my Barbie's gotta climb it. Hotter than the Middle East and climb it, find it. 20 my Tyron, Rusty, wine it. 50, I find it. One track mind it.
Really, I know. These take the gift card. She's take, she on it.
Big and Trace,
And I'll say, why the Chucky is shot play. Just killed another career, it's the market.
This is incredible technology, but maybe more incredible is how a song from 1982 can work so well with all these other songs. Michael and Quincy had a knack for writing songs that perfectly integrate the past they're coming out of, make a great hit in the present, and have a massive influence on the future. Another perfect example of this is Rock With You, which I've also remixed with 3 different songs from 3 different eras. And for that story, you'll have to click here and watch this video.